but they don't look too bad. You're not going to be able to tell. But I'd twisted stitches, I'd dropped stitches, that it was just a whole mess. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelly, also known as RowRow and Kades, and this podcast is all about everything I've been knitting over the last 2 weeks. This is episode 56. Welcome, a massive, massive welcome to everybody who's here, new and repeating, old, whatever you want to call yourselves. Thank you very much for being with me. Firstly, I need to apologise because there was a video missing last week. And I did say, it made me feel terrible because I did say Patreon will be coming out and nothing will change on the channel. And that is true. I still stand by that. Nothing will change. But last week, not really because of Patreon, but because of everything else, I got so busy with appointments and things last week that I just couldn't fit in a recording. And the recording that I've got planned is going to take me a full day to do. And I couldn't do it. So, I'm going to be doing a stash sorting video, and I've got all next week to be able to record it, so it will happen and it will come out next Friday, Saturday, however the week falls and I'm able to edit. It will be there, and I am really, really sorry that it wasn't there last week, but it wasn't, I promise you it wasn't because of Patreon launching. It was just because I had about 1,000 appointments dotted around the week and just not enough time to fit in recording a video. I don't want to get all my stash out and then after, because I'm going to sort it into new cupboards that I've got. I don't want to get it all out but only have an hour, so then I have to put it back where it is and then get it out again and back where it is, because that's just going to take me forever. I want to be able to just do it in one day, so that is the plan for next week, and then that'll be next video. So I am really sorry though, and I promise I will do my best for nothing to change, and you will still get a video every week normally. Anyway, I haven't knitted a lot this week. I have and I haven't, sort of thing. So I do have one finished object which I will show you. Oh, I want to show you my new t-shirt first. My new t-shirt. Oh, I'm gonna fall over. My new t-shirt. Cats and wool, that's just me. All my t-shirts are like getting really old and they're getting really like scraggy, so I did an order from a place called Qwertee, which I normally get. I've had a lot of t-shirts from in the past. They have really fun like pop culture t-shirts, and I just seen this one on there and was like, oh, well, I need that, so this was one of the ones I got. Anyway, I'll pop a link below for Qwertee if you want to go and have a look around. They are fun, and you always get a pack of Haribo bonus. Right, so first up we have my finished object, which is my cuff down Dadless socks, and I have 2. That was blocked, but it's looking a little bit raggy now. So I'll show you this side where the join isn't there. So these are cuffed down with a heel flap and gusset. And then, yeah, a normal toe. It is a mosaic pattern, so it's not, there's no floats or anything. You just do it by slipping stitches. And then it creates this mad pattern that looks really intricate, and it's not. My dog's eating the cat's biscuits now. I'm sorry if you can hear crunching. I did finish, and I showed you the taupe version last episode. I had showed you those, and they have a shadow wrap heel, and then these are for the people who wanted a heel flap and gusset, because I know that's a preferred heel mostly. This pattern is coming out, and it's coming out soon. I need to find the time to take photos, which is the only thing that's stopping me. They've been through testing everything. There was errors. It needs just a quick write up, quick little fix, and then they will be released. So there'll be the taupe and the cuff down versions in the pattern, and that should be next week. Yeah, because yeah, it's not going to happen tomorrow. So next week I'm hoping to do that. Yeah. So if you remember, I'd said that I was really worried about how much main colour I had, because with the cuff down one, no, that's the wrong yarn. With the taupe one, I only had this much left of the main colour. That's the pigeon colourway. This is the prunus colourway. In Coop Socks, yeah, DK. So with me only having that with the taupe and the taupe being shorties, I was like, oh, that's a bit ominous, because they were only short ones. Anyway, it turned out I was right. I did not have enough of the main colour. Let me get rid of them. I didn't have enough of this purpley colour, which is suggy light. I don't know how you say that. I think it's a gemstone. Suggy light and quartz I was using. So no, this is what I've got left of the quartz. Hang on, I don't have enough hands. I need to be an octopus. Right, this is what I have left of the quartz. I completely ran out of the suggy light. Well, it's this one. Hang on, I'm all fingers and thumbs today. What's going on? Right, put that there. Come back here. Take you off here. I ran out of suggy light, like around here. And this is cuffed down, obviously. Around here somewhere. But luckily, I had, when I made the vitreous socks for the knitter, I'll pop a picture up there, those cuffs, toes and heels were suggy light, but it was in 4-ply, and I did have some left. So I had used it for my Imagine Landscapes gnome. I think his hat was in this. But the reason there's 2 strands is because I basically did like a centre pull and an outside pull and finished the sock with that. So the toe is knitted doubled up. You can't tell though, can you? So I was lucky that I did have that. So there definitely isn't enough. If you're doing mid calves, you would definitely need 2 skeins. If you were using Coop socks, yeah, you would need 2 skeins for the main colour if doing mid calf. I will make a note of that in the pattern. Shorties, you will just have enough, depending on the length of your foot though. If you've got a bigger foot than me, then you might be looking like you need two balls again. So it's a tricky one, but yeah, I did manage. I really didn't want to buy another skein, so I did manage. Luckily I had that left over. So yeah, they are now finished, and they'll be out next week sometime. So like I said, I'll show you inside. They are mosaic, so no floats or anything. So it is just literally just slip stitches. That's where I've carried the yarn along. So yeah, there was a couple of people who in the test who hadn't done mosaic before and they really enjoyed it. was a couple of people who were worrying about colourwork socks, but because they were mosaic, they went for it, and yeah, they really enjoyed it. And it's got the same sort of stretch as a normal sock rather than a colourwork because of all the floats. It makes them really stiff. But these are just like a normal sock because you're not messing about with floats. So there you go, that is Daedalus. They will be out next week. Yeah. Right. So that was them. They are finished. I have no other finished objects. Oops, just kick you up. I do apologise. Just gonna have a drink of tea. Got a really sore throat. I should probably say Daedalus because they're knitted on a they're knitted in DK. They're on a 2.5mm needle, which is a US 2, I think. I'll put it on the screen if it's not a 2, but I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, they are on a 2.5mm needle, toe up or cuff down, heel flap and gusset or shadow wrap heel. I think that's it. I think that's all I need to tell you. Next is the Polka cats. Right, crinkly because the packets are in here. Right, I have split for the sleeves. I will show you it first, and then we will talk. We'll have a chat. Where's the back? That's the back. Right. So this is where we're at. Split for the sleeves, and I am like, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4 cats down the body. No, 3 cats down the body. That one's on the end of the arms. I love it, but I have issues. Okay, right. There's a couple of things that have happened. So, the first thing is I've been knitting this on a Friday night, and it's been fine. It has been going well. I split for the sleeves last Friday, and I did that on the Friday night. I actually did separate for the sleeves and everything. But last Friday was Patreon launch day, and I barely had a chance to eat, and I was really drunk. Really drunk. I managed to split for the sleeves, but then the next row of cats, I realised that halfway around, right near the end, I had forgot to put the eyes in. And then in my drunken state, there was 16 cats missing eyes. So in my drunken state, I'd gone back and tried to put the eyes back in, and it looked horrendous. The next day, I realised, even while I was drunk, that it looked terrible, and just put it down. I was like, don't touch that anymore. So the next day I had to fix it. So I have fixed it. These are the ones that didn't have the eyes in. And this might be difficult to show you, but it's this bunch here, and you can actually see the eyes now. These all didn't have eyes. There was 16 right across. When you look at it close up, they look a little bit funny. These ones here. Yeah. But they don't look too bad. You're not going to be able to tell. But I'd twisted stitches, I'd dropped stitches, it was just a whole mess. But you know, you live dangerously when you're drinking and knitting. Anyway, I've cracked on since. I have put it on hold for a little bit because I've had to do some other things. But I have done a few more rows, and it's knitting up quite quickly now that the sleeves are gone. It is knitting up relatively fast, so that's good. However, not my issue. I do have an issue. I have issues with the pattern. So, and I know a few of you want to knit it, so I'm just gonna tell you this. So you know that there was like the issue with the start around marker, which was my fault. I was increasing at the start around marker, but it wasn't very clear in the pattern. Then at the front where you join, you cast on stitches, and she just tells you to slip to the marker at the back, and she doesn't tell you to cut the yarn. All of that, like it's very, very basic stuff that is missing from the pattern, but it's stuff that needs to be in the pattern. Granted, that bit, whatever, like you can figure it out. However, when you get to the sleeve separation, it basically gives you the number of the entire amount of stitches to work to. It doesn't tell you how many's on the sleeve, how many's in the front, how many's in the back, anything like that. It's just the entire amount. So for my size, I'm doing a size 6. It was 546 stitches, I think. So for me to know if I'd done the right amount of increases, I had to keep on counting all that amount of stitches. And obviously mistakes can be made a few times when doing that. I don't know if I made mistakes, I've no idea. I did end up with 546 stitches. When she gets you to separate for the sleeves, she just says knit to the marker, which is the first marker is your first, is here, is back of this sleeve. And then she tells you to slip stitches between markers. She doesn't tell you how many stitches, so you just slip those stitches. And then she tells you to knit to the next marker, slip stitches between marker, knit to marker. She doesn't break down the stitches at all. So I am not 100% sure if I've got enough stitches for my sleeves or if I've got too many. I looked ahead to see what it says about how many stitches you should have, and you've got casting-ons and cast-offs and everything, and picking up, and I wasn't 100% clear. I admit that I didn't sit and properly, like, just sit and properly read it. Kind of like skimmed and went, well, how many should I have there? Maybe it's about this much, that kind of thing. So, because when I'm knitting somebody else's pattern, I'm really bad for like properly reading it. I kind of do skim bits and bobs, and that's all on me. That's all on me. I get that. I should read things properly, and I don't. I don't know why I don't. I've had a talking to myself and everything, but I still just don't really properly read through a pattern. And when I was looking for the sleeves, I was like, well, if that's this and that's this, then it must be this number. And then when I come back to it, I was like, well, I'm not too certain if that is the right number. But in my defence, those numbers should be stated clearly. I should know exactly how many stitches should be on my sleeves, and I should know exactly how many stitches should be on my body without having to sit with a calculator. So, and I didn't sit with a calculator because I thought, stuff you, I'm not. I'm just going to make sure my cats are lined up and just crack on. So, when it come to casting on stitches for the underarm, both sides I had to cast on one extra to make sure my cats lined up. I cast on the stitches, and then I looked where my cats were, and I counted across to make sure that they would line up before I started knitting it. And then I went to the other side and did exactly the same on the other side. Both sides I had to cast on one extra from what she said to make sure my cats were lined up. This 100%, the number inaccuracy could all be me. I had to cast on less when I cast on the front. I had to cast on more when I cast on the underarms. I don't know what's going to happen with the sleeves. I'll figure it out when I get to it, and I'll cast on extra or less when I pick up, like pick up along here in the underarm bit. I'll do less or more to make sure my cats line up. The most important thing is making sure your cats line up, because if they don't, it's going to look weird. And one stitch here and 2 stitches there doesn't make a massive amount of difference. But I just want you to be aware that if you are... You're noisy today. Where are you going? Where are you going? Do you want to be out? Don't knock my camera. But I do just want you to be aware that if you do decide to knit it, just be more careful than me. Don't just go gung-ho into it and not count and not double check. I'm not gonna write an email or a message to the designer and complain about it, because like I said, there could be my errors, and I am not prepared to go through all the maths of even just my size to see if it's my errors or hers. I'm not prepared to do that. I'm knitting the top and I'm getting it done. I've got my own stuff to do without messing about trying to figure out somebody else's. But if you do knit it, then just be aware. I have not missed that there's a breakdown of sleeves and fronts and backs. There is no breakdown. You just have to fly by the seat of your pants and hope for the best. When I finished counting around, I had 546 or whatever my number was, 500 and something. And then I went round and I still needed to cast on one extra under the arm. So, I don't know. Maybe my cats aren't lined up correctly from the beginning. I don't know. It's a very, very vague pattern. Just be aware. But as vague as it wants to be, it's beautiful and I love it. And I cannot wait to finish it and get it on. But it needs a serious block. They look pleated. And that's not me pulling my floats. Oh, shall I show you my floats? Because I know some of you like that, don't you? The ends. Don't talk about the ends. We're not talking about the ends. I really should weave some in now. This is the floats. This is the ends. Oh, it's worth it though, 'cause it's pretty. I need to sew some of them in now. I really do. Oh no, don't fall. No, don't be naughty now. I'm using my stitch stoppers, my needle stoppers, stitch stoppers, whatever the things are called. The things that stick on the end of your needles to stop your stitches falling off. I have, what are they called? Is it needle stoppers or is it stitch stoppers or is it like something like flugel binders? What are they called? Anyway, I'm using my, stop sniffing his bum. I'm using dinosaurs that I got from the dye shack. I like them. Not that they match my cats, but I haven't got cats. Oh, maybe I do have cats. Oh, I might have cats, you know. Oh, I might have to abandon the dinosaurs. But yeah, for those of you who do not know and are new today, I'm using Drops Nord in the light beige mix. Which, in all honesty, I was going with cream. I was going to order cream and have this as a really light jumper, and then but when I went to order, I saw the cream and then I saw this and I was like, oh, that might look nice, but this was a lot paler in the photo that I ordered from online. So then when it come, I was like, oh, that's not exactly what I was going for. Oh, I don't know. And I ummed and ahed about sending it back. And the absolute truth of the matter is, I couldn't be bothered to send it back. I was like, nah, stuff it, I'll make do. But I love it. I'm so glad I didn't go back. Like, I really, really like it. It just goes so well with the cats. Meh. Dropping it on the floor. Even like when the bright ones come in, it's still like the yellow ones and that. That's my dog at the door. So there we go, that is the Polka cats. So it seems this episode is all about the colour work, because there is one more project that's on my needles, which is my latest design, which is an old design you've all probably seen before. So this is the Dispersion Gloves / mittens. So basically, ages ago, I made these. So I made, right, ages ago, I made Dispersion Socks, which I'll pop a picture up. And then my plan was to go and do Dispersion Gloves. Oh, sorry, my dog started barking at someone walking past. Right, so I did Dispersion Socks, and then I was planning on doing Dispersion Gloves, and things just got in the way. And even though I'd made the 4-ply fingering version, which are obviously finished, I also wanted to do them in mittens, and just things got in the way and it just didn't really happen. So I've planned them out to do them this year. So the Dispersion fingerless mittens in 4-ply, I need to knit a pair of mittens in the 4-ply, and then they're done. But they're not coming out yet. But I'm going to bring the DK ones out first because I had the yarn for them, basically, and I haven't got the yarn sorted for them. So the DK version, I'd already knitted this without the thumb. So I finished the thumb the other day and finished this mitt. And then, because these are DK, I wanted a DK fingerless mitten as well. So this is what is going to be coming out first, and then the 4-ply version will be out in a few months' time. So the DK is, this is knitted in Skein and the Stitch. This colour is Ivy, and this pinky colour is Garden Graffiti. And so we've got one mitten done, and then I've done a fingerless glove. And I love this. So this is the fingerless glove. So this is in West Yorkshire Spinners Pure DK, and this blue colour is Rainfall, and the pinky red is called Rosehip. Now I have done the opposite side wrong because it's supposed to be red dominant rather than blue dominant. You see how it's the pink then takes over on the back, but I didn't do that on that one. But I might throw that in as an option because I kind of liked it, and I didn't realise until I'd finished it. So I'll put that in as an option. But I'll have to now. And I meant to get this off on a holder, but I've forgotten. I've got this far on this one, so the thumb is there. That's ready to go on a holder after a couple more rows. I'm just working on that. So that's the right side one. And then I'm going to be writing this pattern up and getting it into testing. So let me show you the yarns. So you're Skein and the Stitch first. Hang on, I'm in a mess as usual. So we've got Ivy. I hope she still does these because she sent me them ages ago. But we've got Ivy. I'm sure she'll do something similar if she doesn't. And we have Garden Graffiti. And then the West Yorkshire Spinners, oh, that itchy lid, is Rainfall. And Rosehip, which is blowing out like crazy. It's like, see, that blows out. It's really not burn your eyes red. It's like a pinky, like almost a coral pink, but like bright. It's lovely. It's really pretty. Now, these were actually gifted to me from West Yorkshire Spinners to do a review with for Unity, but the announcement went out last week that Unity is now no more due to timings and my financial situation and everything, but I've still got this yarn obviously. So they sent me 2 other colours. I'll see if I can get them out. So they also sent me this lovely navy. I'm not sure of the colour name, but I'll put it on the screen because they're not on the label. And they sent me this lovely green. There we go. No, go on, you had it, that's it. No, come on camera, what you doing, man? Doesn't like that green, does it? Are we on? There we go. Right. So yes, I got these 2 as well. I'm not sure of the colour names, but I will let you know. So it is 100% Falkland Islands wool. They are a DK. I'm going to read from the label because I'm not 100% on this. So they're a 50-gram ball and you get 112 metres, which is 102... I've got a hair on my lip, hang on. 112 metres, which is 122 yards. It is hand wash only, and it suggests a 4mm needle, a US 6, or a 4mm hook, which is a US G6. And yeah, it's 100% wool. It is really soft, just really soft, and I really do like it. Hang on. I saw those 2 together and I just had to do something with them, and I just love how it looks on these gloves as well, and they feel so cosy, and it's got really good stitch definition. Look at little hearts, don't they? I highly recommend, I really do. It's lovely. These need blocking. I will let you know what it's like after blocking, but they're just... Do you know what they remind me of? And this is going to sound really weird. When you're a kid and your mum knits you some gloves and then you go out and you've got these lovely, comfy, thick, warm, cosy gloves on. That's what it feels like. It just feels lovely. So I'm really looking forward to getting them done because I'm going to wear them in the last throes of this winter that we're having. Yeah, but these are dispersion gloves and they will be coming out soon. I have to get them in testing. If you're interested in testing, make sure you're signed up to my mailing list, which is now working. Yeah, I will send a test out for that next week, I think, because I've already started writing it up. I've just kicked you again, I do apologise. I've already started writing it up, so yeah, that's that. So that is everything to show you that I've been working on. I do have some acquisitions which I'm going to show you, and it's a really lovely acquisition. Have I just threw them on the floor? So, excuse the crinkling. So, lovely Chris from Loopy Loops. She has a podcast on here and she lives where I am originally from. She lives in Middlesbrough, which is not far from me now. She's absolutely lovely, and she'd messaged me a few weeks ago and asked if she could send me some yarn. She's been hand dyeing yarn in memory of her granddaughter who passed away a few years ago. And I thought that was so kind of her. And it came, and then I have completely and utterly, every podcast that I do, I forget to pick it up and show you, which is so bad of me when she sent me something so lovely. So I'm really sorry for that, Chris, if you're watching. Now, I'm gonna, which one should I share first? I'm gonna share this one first. So she sent me 2 skeins, a sock set, 50-gram sock set, and then 100-gram skein, and she sent me some lovely stitch markers as well. So this is Meditation. pretty? It looks like a beach. And then it comes with this mini, a 20-gram mini. And there's her little logo, look. You might have already seen her podcast. You're not focusing very well this week, camera. What's up with you? There we go. There's her logo. Loopy Loop. So that, and it's so soft. 75%, 25% superwash, 4-ply merino nylon. It's so soft. It's really, really lovely. So I can't wait to use that. And then she sent me this one, which is the same base, 75-25. Oh no, yeah, 75-25, 4-ply. But this is 100 grams. And this one's called Autumn Leaves. There we go. Look at the colours in there. It's focusing on me and not the yarn. Come on now, camera. So I think I'm going to knit Terry a pair of socks in this because it's right up his street, and I love it though. Isn't that pretty? So she sent me those, and then she also sent me these stitch markers. I've got this gorgeous, I bet it won't focus on this now. It's a teddy holding a flower with some gemstones. I hope that's focused. And she sent me a donut. If you know me, you know I like a donut. So yeah, how lovely is that? So thank you so much, Chris. I'm so sorry that it's taken me a couple of weeks to do that. I don't know what was going on with me. I just completely forgot about them. Well, I didn't forget about them. I just forgot to talk about them on here. And I've kept them in the bag to talk about on here. And then I keep going, I want to knit with them. I have to talk about them on the podcast. I don't know what went on. My silly brain. Right, so I can now use them and I can't wait. I'm going to get that stitch marker on something. So that was my acquisitions. So, quick news today is that it's probably quiet in here today because Fionn is at the vet's. She is having her spay done this morning. And it made me realise that I obviously do like her. Because I felt really concerned leaving her, and I was like, oh, little Fionn. And I hope she is okay. The vets always frighten you, don't they? Because they say, well, you know, there is risk of death, and there is risk of this, and there is risk of that. And it was like, oh. And so she's gone today. She's had it done. She's having it done. She's probably under the knife right now, actually. But I do hope she will be fine. She'll be fine. But I hope, I'm just like, please be okay, and then please come back calm and not a lunatic anymore. That would be lovely. But yeah, oh, I don't know. It's a scary thing. She is a nutter, and she's been stealing all sorts off my desk over the last few nights, and she's been driving me up the wall. So yeah, I don't think I've got anything else to tell you. So I do want to say a huge thank you to everybody who supported me over on Patreon. It is now up and running. It is very exciting. So there is 2 vlogs up now for the whole of February, and there's a few drunken ones if you're on top tier. They're so embarrassing. And there is lots of other things. There's a vault gone up, and there's a few bits and bobs all over there. And yeah, it's lovely, and I got so much support, and I was absolutely blown away. I was getting like quite teary last Friday when people were signing up, and they're still signing up over the last week, and it's just blown me away with the generosity. So thank you so much to everybody who did, and is planning on, and whatever, anyone who's been supportive. And in that sense, I mean, thank you so much to everybody who subscribes and likes and comments and all of that. It's all support, and I really do appreciate every last drop of it. But yes, as part of the middle tier and up over for Patreon, I have promised to say hello to you all on the podcast. So this only happens when there's a new Patreon, but obviously with this being the first week, there was a lot of new Patreons. So I'm going to be saying hello to a list of people So if you are not wanting to listen to all that, that's absolutely fine. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. But if you are going to stick around and listen, then that would be lovely to have you. So I would like to give wholehearted thanks and say hello to, in no particular order, we've got Cheryl, Carla, Jan, M, Helen, Bernadette, Carrietta, Mary Ruth, Nikki, Elizabeth, Angela, Becky, Sabrina, Crafty Nia, Julie, Kelly, Mackenzie, Click, Angie, Emma and Kat. Thank you all so much for supporting. You blew me away. You really, really did blow me away. And even to the ones who signed up as pom-poms, thank you so, so much. Like, I appreciate every little bit. My battery's running out. I will list every single person's name at the end properly. And sorry to those that I use your full name when I know that you're not called Angela, you're called Ange. But it's just because I'm reading from a list. Don't hate me. But yes, thank you so much. And yeah, but I do promise that nothing's going to change here for those of you who can't sign up, and I totally get that. I totally get that. So my battery's going to die, so I need to shoot off. But other than that, I will see you next week for a stash tidy and video, and you can see my entire stash, which isn't as big as some of the stash videos I've seen, but I think it's going to be bigger than I'm expecting it to be. I'm not sure. I might be in for a shock. I might be in for a less of a shock, and it might not be as big as I'm expecting. I'll be like, oh, that's not too bad. But we'll see. Right, so I'll see you next week. Have a lovely rest of your day, and thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate you. Bye.